Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to discuss my January to be read list. I know it's not January yet, I'm skipping a month, but December for me is so busy with family and friends, and my muffin, aka my aunt, is coming all the way from Phoenix to DC to stay with us for a few weeks, probably a whole month. So I am not going to even think I'm going to do a whole lot of reading. Doesn't say that I'm not going to read anything probably, but mainly I'll focus on writing and spending time with my family. I'm really trying to get almost halfway done into one of my novels that I'm currently writing, that I am trying to do a early pre-order release next year in 2022. So today I am going to be a little unusual, and I'm going to skip December's to be read list, and well, maybe I'll do a December combined with January TBR to be read list. So I'm going to commit to myself reading 6 books this January. And usually, if you all follow me on social media, mainly I read and review indie author books. But I forgot, am I bright? Ooh, is that too bright? All right, we don't do this. I think I was a little dark, I think. So let's turn on the blinding circle of light. As I was saying, I usually read mainly indie published books, small publishers, and and then I reviewed the books. So that's mainly what I've been doing. But I do enjoy traditionally published books as well. But I haven't found the time. I really have been writing and reading and reviewing indie published books. So it's so many of those. Every couple of months I'll put out a tweet, and I'll say, okay, followers, send me your books. I'm going to read 10 at a time. I'm going to buy the book. I buy paperback books. If you know, from my bookshelf, I mainly enjoy paperbacks. So I'll buy 10 at a time, buy 10 paperback indie novels, or self-published novels, or small publisher novels, and I'll read them. I do have a few books still I have to read. I think I have maybe 3 I still have to read and review. I got so busy with life. But besides that, getting off track, I am going to share my 6 books that I'm going to read in January, and read and review in January. So the first one is by Nora Roberts, Year One. So this is a series, from my understanding, that I was told, and I love Nora Roberts books. I have a couple of hers on my shelf that you can see. I still have to, all these months, I have to go into the closet and get my trunk. I have 2 trunks of books, and I have this one bookshelf. I just added a second bookshelf, but that's mainly, the second bookshelf is mainly for my nonfiction books. But I'm going to have to figure out how to work this in. I might buy another tall bookcase, and I think I got room for about maybe 2 more, and then I'll just change up my setup. So this book by Nora Roberts, Year One, yeah, Chronicles of the One, Book One. So it is a series. So this one I've been really excited about reading. I bought this a while ago, and I haven't picked it up just yet. It's about a sickness that came on and spread suddenly in the world, and then within weeks, people, electricity, the law enforcement, government has all collapsed. And half of the world's population has been this has I guess died. So now it's pretty much a apocalyptic novel, and some people have made mention of how things are currently about the virus. So I believe that the sickness is some type of virus. I haven't opened it up yet, just going based off of what some people have already made note of. And it's just very, very interesting to me. I know some people with the pandemic right now might not want to read something like this at the moment, but I really enjoy novels that are set in, world doom and new worlds, and my favorite TV show, The 100. So it's a setting that I really enjoy. So I'm really, really looking forward to this novel. It's not very big, so I'm pretty sure I might be able to get this done first. Probably I'll probably read this very first before everything else. And then second novel by Sarah Waters, Fingersmith. Now this novel is very old. Don't get on me. I believe that Nora Ross book is old too. I'm catching up with my reading list. With this novel, I did read it. I never finished it, so I did read it years ago. I started reading it, but I can't remember where it was, and sadly, I don't have. Oh wait a minute, it might be. Oh, I was about to lie. I was about to say I don't have a bookmark to know where I stopped, but I do know. Oh, that's so weird. Okay. Catholic bishops. Okay. So, I do have a bookmark, but I'm gonna have to reread it anyway because I forgot most of everything. So I left off on either page 192 or 193 of this novel, and I remember reading this novel, and for some reason I got so emotional, or I was like so shocked, like what the hell, what? And I kind of like tossed it, and I never picked it up again. Now, I do remember when I first was reading it, I also felt it was kind of slow paced. It was kind of boring, but then it made me like question things like, what's going on? Who, she's going to do what? What? Is he really, what? So I enjoy books that make me, like get into the story, even if, it's like I don't like this character, or if I don't like what they're doing or a scene, it's still engaging. It's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? So I'm looking forward to reading this. Let me tell you what it's about. So this is set in London. Since I was little, I've always wanted to go to London and live for a couple of years. Currently don't want to live there for a couple of years anymore. I do still want to go and visit. So it's set in London in 1862, and it's about this orphan.
This isn't to say an author can't tell.
I was on AuthorTube. This is about a orphan who grows up amongst petty thieves who are called fingersmiths, and she gets a offer by the gentleman. Who's a con man, and who offers Sue, who's the orphan, to work as a maid for this gentlewoman, Maud Lily, and aid the gentleman in seducing Maud so they can take over her inheritance. So they want to pretty much manipulate and con Maud into well, it doesn't say on the back, so I'm not going to say. So they just pretty much want to take over her inheritance. They want her money, and she agrees to this plan because she's an orphan, and her adopted family are poor, and she wants to repay them. So she's doing bad for a good reason. But once she is, living with Maud and she's working for her, and she starts to pity her. She starts to pity her. Her feelings are changing. She's wondering if she can go through with this, but things end up changing because you don't want to underestimate someone. So, but it says on the back of here, but nothing is as it seems in this Dickinson novel of thrills and reversals. Anybody play Uno, their reverse card. Sue and the gentleman better watch out for that reverse card. But I'm not going to say, I will do, I guess when I do my reviews, I'll do a video. With this book, I might even try one of those reading vlogs, and you all can read it with me. But yeah, this book, I started reading it, see how far I got, and something got me, and I was tossing that book aside, and I was like, I ain't reading this. But I'm gonna pick it back up because it was years ago. I was a lot younger. So I'm going to reread that. And then my third novel I want to read is Zealot, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth, by Reza Aslan. So I'm really interested in politics and also religion. And just the blurb really got me. It's more looking into the historical aspect of Jesus' life, and and then after his death, his followers, and this author is looking through centuries of myth making, and also about the era of which he lived. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this book or not. I'm hoping it's not blasphemous, but I really love the aspect of looking into the political lens and also the historical lens, because he, whatever your beliefs are, my belief is that he was a real person. He was, I believe in the Bible, but I also believe that people need to know their history and do their own research, and not take every little bit, I don't know how to say, not take every little thing that is being told to you without looking at things yourself. When you are examining history and you're reading about history, you'll realize so many things that were in the Bible actually were a part of reality. So that's what I'm going to read. I want to get to it's for me. It's what I'm reading. I enjoy it. And then what am I on? The fourth book, The Book Thief, by Marcus Zuska. Popular book. Many people know this book. I have wanted to read this book for many, many years, but I never bought it. So then a couple of years ago, just a few years ago, I was working at Barnes & Noble's at Georgetown Bookstore, and I had a discount. I was so happy. So I bought this novel, and sadly I have not opened it yet. Again, I've been focusing on reading indie novels, novels by indie authors and publishers, and also with writing my book. During the time I bought this, I was finishing up the Gates Bookstore, and then I was doing my release for Gates Bookstore. And then right after that, I was finishing up Darkness Awaits, which came out this year. So I've been very busy. It's so hard. I really got to find a way to balance my reading with my writing. So I'm very, very excited to read this novel. Again, I really enjoy historical settings. So this is set in 1939 Nazi Germany. And this young girl, Liesel, is finds a book, and it is her first act of book thievery, because books are not I believe all the books have been burnt down. So not burnt down, but they were trying not to let them read, and so she decides she's going to take this book, even though it can be the cause of her death, and she's going to read this book. So I don't know too much about it. I tried not to go online and look up too much. So you'll have to Google. If you want more, Google it, or just wait for me to start reading it, and I'll share my thoughts while I'm reading. But just like when I'm watching a movie, I try not to always watch the movie trailer. I don't want to get too many spoilers for myself. So I did not read it all. And now it might not be very fun. Some of you all might have had to read this for school, but I really want to read, and hopefully I'll get through it. I might not get through it in 1 month, but I really want to read Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Some of you all, you probably not going to read this for fun, but I'm going to read this for fun. I'm weird that way. But during the English Civil War, again, can y'all find me some novels set in the current times? I have a few. I'm also gonna read, like The President is Missing. That's more current. I'm gonna read that, but I think that's gonna be my February book. But this book is mainly focusing. It's a political philosophy, and I really enjoyed that as well. Even though I did my undergrad in English, and then my master's degree I got in public administration with a concentration in nonprofit management. That's that right there. I really enjoy history and I enjoy philosophy. So this combines both for me. And it claims that man's essential nature is competitive and selfish. Hobbes formulates the case for a powerful sovereign or Leviathan to enforce peace in the law, substituting security for the anarchic freedom he believed human beings will otherwise experience. So for me, it's just very interesting to look into other people's mindsets, and to it really it's enjoyable for me. I'm trying to find a way to, like, yay, read stuff that your school puts on your list. Okay, you might not enjoy it. Okay, here's another one. This one is kind of historical, futuristic. It's not set in the past, it's set in the future. So you are getting the hint of what type of books I really enjoy reading and buying. This is by an indie publisher. This is the sequel to Compass Rose. Now, if you all follow me on social media, you'll see that I have already posted a lot of stuff about the first book. I am almost finished reading it. sadly, I had misplaced the book at first, but I found it again. And I am just a couple of chapters away from finishing the first book. So I'll be done with that this month. And I'll post up my review. So this is by Anna Burke, and the sequel is called Seawolf. So I am very excited about this book, even though I did not finish the first book. I love the first book already, even though I haven't finished it. So it doesn't even matter how the book ends for the first book. I don't care if I hate the ending. It won't mess up the whole book for me. So I am excited to read the sequel. And it's set in the future, 2514. So because this is a sequel, I'm going to try not to read everything. But it is by Bywater Books, publisher. And the first novel is, the setting, future, is also once again about how the world pretty much has collapsed. It is more of a global warming type of future. What will happen if, like, the seas and the animals and people are pretty much no more? You have to live in a submarine. You have to live out on the ocean in these structures. I don't know if I should say cities, but people are living in subs, and they're also in these floating facilities. So yeah, this one, I'm trying to think how I can because I didn't finish the very first book, so I'm not too well. Let me just read. I'll read it back. That way, we're both on the same page, and you don't know more than I do. And if you do, please read this book with me. I love having someone to read and talk about the books with me, so I won't ruin it for other people who haven't read it. So it says, in the year 2514, the only thing more dangerous than the seas is those who sail with them. So it's also pirates involved, so it's awesome. Compass Rose was born facing due north with an inherent perception of cardinal points flowing through her veins. Over the course of the last year, she has come to learn that life aboard the mercenary ship Man O' War is really dull, as hurricanes, swarms of jellyfish, and man-eating squid posse pose man-eating squid pose deadly doses of danger. But when intrigue and subterfuge from enemies both old and new began to swirl around the ship's captain, the infamous Miranda Stillwater. You have to read the first book to see why I'm smiling. I like her character. Even an uncanny sense of direction won't be enough to help Rose navigate these dangerous straits. As dark secrets bubble to the surface and everything she's fought so hard to accomplish begins to crumble, Rose learns the hard way that she'll have to rely on the one person who can save her from certain disaster. Unfortunately, that person is Compass Rose herself. So this book is not it's not too long either. So I try to pick a balance of thick and smaller novels so I can make sure I'm done with them in a month. I might cheat and start this month, especially with Seawolf in year one, the Nora Roberts book. I will most likely start these two books this month and continue on into January. I don't want to set myself for reading all of these books in December. As I said, I am very busy during the Christmas holiday season. So, yeah, those are the books that I'm going to read for January. I still have some other books on my shelf that I need to read. So I'm going to keep doing these to be read lists. Maybe it will force me to finally do some reading and not only write. So I'm looking forward to it. If you have any cool book recommendations for me, send them my way. As you notice from my channel and my social media, I won't always be buying the popular books that are on BookTube and Instagram and all this stuff. I know what's her name? Sarah J. Maas is so popular on these feeds. But if you want some book recommendations, and if you want to hear about books that are not talked about on these platforms, subscribe to my channel and go on this journey of the lesser known and appreciated novels, because I will do some popular authors, Nora Roberts, James Patterson, and other authors, but I am focused on indie authors and also on books that are not flooded on BookTube. So I'm not saying that I won't ever read a novel that other people are talking about all the time. All the time. I keep trying to find new channels and new stuff, videos to watch, but it's always talking about the same books over and over and over. But I'm not trying to knock anybody. Very new at this. I know it's whatever New York's best time seller list and all these Goodreads book winners. I know it's popular, and this is probably the reason a lot of these people have a lot of followers and subscribers, is to talk about these books that everyone is talking about. But as you see, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to talk sometimes about them because some of the books are interesting. I find interesting. I'm going to purchase. But so far, most of them I don't find interesting. But to each his own. I am going to definitely be talking about books that are not talked about on BookTube and other places. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want more diversity in your feed, subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye.